The first time Lovett met her mother-in-law, she smiled so hard her cheeks ached for 2 days afterward. The second time, she cried in the bathroom for 40 minutes. By the third visit, she had stopped counting. She had simply started surviving. Now 3 years into her marriage, Lovett sat across from her counselor's table looking like a woman who had been fighting a war no one else could see. She was dressed beautifully. Anyone on the street would have admired her. But up close, there were shadows under her eyes that no concealer could fully hide. He waited. He had learned long ago that some people needed a moment before the dam broke. It broke. I can't take it anymore. I just can't. The words came out cracked at the edges, like a phone screen that had taken one too many falls. I cannot do this anymore, sir. Dr. Emmanuel leaned forward slightly, his voice measured and calm. Tell me, what's happening, Lovett? And Lovett told him. Oh, she told him everything. My in-laws are the worst, she began. And once she started, the words tumbled out like a river that had finally found a crack in the dam. They see absolutely nothing good in me. Nothing. I could cook a 5-course meal and my mother-in-law will find a way to criticize the way I arrange the spoons. I could be dressed beautifully and she would find something too tight, too loose, too colorful, too plain. They never leave us alone. Never. My mother-in-law calls my husband at the most inconvenient hours. She shows up unannounced. I can see it. I can see her trying to plant seeds of discord between us. She wants me fighting with my husband. She wants my marriage unsettled, as if my pain brings her some kind of twisted satisfaction. They expect so much from me, so much. Like I'm supposed to be superhuman. I'm supposed to be the perfect daughter-in-law, the perfect wife, the perfect hostess, the perfect everything. Why did they give me absolutely nothing in return? No kindness, no grace, no benefit of the doubt. I am honestly tired. I had imagined that my relationship with my in-laws would be a little difficult, but every woman knows to prepare for that. But this, I never expected this. And Dr. Emmanuel smiled. It was not a mocking smile. It was not dismissive. It was the smile of a man who had heard this story before. Not Lovett's story specifically, but the deeper story underneath it, the one that most people never realized they were telling. It was the smile of a doctor who had just recognized a very familiar set of symptoms. Lovett noticed. She stopped mid-breath, perplexed. Why are you smiling? She asked. Dr. Emmanuel set down his pen and interlaced his fingers on the desk. I'm smiling, he said gently, because of our very human, very predictable, very selfish nature. What do you mean by that? I mean, said Dr. Emmanuel, that when something goes wrong in our relationships with friends, spouses, business, associates, in-laws, we humans have a remarkable talent of seeing everyone else's faults with the perfect clarity while remaining completely blind to our own contributions. We forget that just as it takes 2 people to agree, it also takes 2 to disagree. Conflict is rarely ever a solo performance, Lovett. It requires a willing cast. Lovett's eyes narrowed, her lips parted. Oh no, sir, she leaned forward. With all due respect, my in-laws are the problem. They have always been the problem. I have done nothing wrong. I am a good wife. I am patient. I am respectful. I try my best every single time I am in that house, and it is never enough for them. I am the victim here. Dr. Emmanuel nodded slowly, the way you nod at someone when you understand what they said but are not entirely sure you agree. You may well be right that their behavior has been unkind, he said carefully. I am not dismissing what you've experienced, but tell me, don't you think there is just a little too much certainty in what you just said? You said you have done nothing wrong, nothing at all, not one thing. In 3 years of marriage, in 3 years of navigating a complex family dynamic, you have been absolutely and entirely faultless? Let me ask you something, he continued. Before you got married, before you ever sat at a table with your mother-in-law, Before you had even met these people face to face, what did you think of them? The question hung in the air between them. I knew it would be difficult, she said finally, her voice slightly smaller than it had been. I had heard stories from my friends, from my mother. Everyone says in-laws are trouble. So you had made up your mind before you arrived, Dr. Emmanuel said, not as an accusation, simply as a fact. Lovett said nothing. You walked into that relationship, he continued, already dressed for war, already looking for signs that confirmed what you believed. And here is the thing about the human mind, Lovett. It is extraordinarily good at finding exactly what it is looking for. You expected them to be difficult, so every neutral action felt like an attack. You expected rejection, so every criticism felt like hatred. You prepared yourself emotionally for a battlefield, and so you experienced every room they were in as a battlefield. He let that settle before continuing. Thoughts are things, Lovett. They shape what we see, how we interpret what we see, and how we respond to it. Your preconceived impression of your in-laws did not just color your experience. In many ways, it helped create the very reality you are now sitting here trying to escape. So what do I do? She asked. You start by changing how you see them, he said. The day you got married, something happened that we often don't think about. Your family and your husband's family became two sides of the coin. And that coin, that meeting point, is you. You are not a visitor in their family, and they are not intruders in your life. You are all now one. The question is whether you want to spend your life fighting that truth or living freely inside it. He paused. Love your in-laws the way you love your own family. Give your mother-in-law the same grace you give your own mother when she frustrates you. Give them the benefit of the doubt that you would want someone to give you. But what if I try and they remain adamant? She asked. What if I extend love and they just reject it? What if nothing changes? Dr. Emmanuel was quiet for one measured moment. Nobody truly rejects love, Lovett, he said. Not in the end. People reject fear. They reject threat. They reject judgment. But genuine, patient, self-giving love, it is the one language every human heart was built to eventually understand. It may take time. It may take more patience than feels fair. But love is not a gamble, it is a strategy. And it is, he smiled, the only strategy that has never ultimately failed. He leaned forward just lightly. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you, not because they deserve it, but because you are choosing to become the kind of person who doesn't wait for deserving. Lovett sat with that for a long moment. When she finally rose to leave, she still carried the weight of everything that had brought her here, but she carried it differently. She paused at the door and looked back at Dr. Emmanuel. Same time next week? She asked. He nodded. Same time next week. She nodded too and walked out into the light. Not yet victorious, but for the first time in a long time, pointed in the right direction. Because the way to victory was never through the person you were fighting. It was always, always through love.